What separates the top 1% from the rest of the world? Talent, luck, connections? No. The answer is mindset and habits. Everyone wants success, but most people live on autopilot, repeating the same patterns and waiting for something magical to happen. Meanwhile, the top 1% make different choices every single day. They think, act, and see the world in a way that sets them apart. And the best part, you can adopt this mindset. Today, you'll discover the principles the top 1% follow to transform their lives, and that can transform yours too. Here's the truth that few are willing to admit. Success has nothing to do with natural talent. Most people look at the successful and think they were born with it. They're special. But that's just a convenient excuse to justify their own lack of action. So what really separates the top 1% from the rest? Consistent habits. Great athletes weren't born ready. They trained for thousands of hours, repeating the same movements until they became second nature. Successful entrepreneurs didn't just get lucky. They failed, learned, and adjusted their course until they found the right path. Success is a cumulative effect. Small daily actions, repeated over time, create extraordinary results. The problem? 99% of people don't have the patience for it. Now the question is, will you keep believing in the myth of talent, or will you start building your own success? Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. So why do some people dominate their fields while others spend their lives complaining that they don't have time? The answer is prioritization. The top 1% don't waste time on meaningless distractions. They cut the excess, eliminate unnecessary decisions, and focus only on what truly matters. While most people spend hours scrolling through social media, watching TV, or procrastinating, the 1% are investing in themselves. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they all follow strict routines. Do they have time for everything? No. They create time for what matters. The real question isn't whether you have enough time. The real question is, how are you using the time you already have? If you want to be part of the 1%, stop wasting your hours and start using them strategically. The biggest mistake that stops people from growing? They give up too soon. We live in an era of instant gratification. If something doesn't bring immediate results, most people quit. But the top 1% understand a fundamental principle. Real growth happens behind the scenes, long before it becomes visible. Think of the Chinese bamboo tree. For years, it grows underground, unseen by anyone. But then, seemingly overnight, it shoots up meters in just a few weeks. What does this teach us? That every day of effort counts, even when you don't see results yet. Those who understand this, keep going. Those who don't, quit too soon. Are you playing the short game or the long game? Because only those who persist long enough to reap the rewards make it into the top 1%. Here's a major difference between the top 1% and everyone else. They fail more. Yes, you heard that right. The 1% fail more often because they try more often, while the 99% fear failure and avoid risks. The 1% understand that every mistake is a stepping stone to success. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Each attempt was a lesson, an adjustment. He didn't see failure as defeat. He saw it as part of the process. The 99% quit at the first sign of difficulty. The 1% see failure as valuable data, something that teaches them, strengthens them, and makes them better. The question is, will you hide from failure or use it as fuel to grow? Most people spend their lives waiting for motivation, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel ready. But here's the truth. The perfect moment never comes. The top 1% don't wait. They create opportunities. Jeff Bezos left a stable job to start Amazon with no guarantee it would work. Steve Jobs built Apple in a garage with no investors or infrastructure. They didn't have certainty, they had action. The 99% make plans and wait for the right time. The 1% take action now and adjust along the way. If you keep waiting, a year from now, you'll be exactly where you are today. The only way to move forward is to start. So the question is, will you keep waiting or will you take action today? The top 1% aren't more talented. They aren't luckier. They just think and act differently. While most people wait for motivation, the 1% understand that success comes from consistency. While the 99% waste time, the 1% make every minute count. The 1% see failure as part of the journey, not as a roadblock. They don't wait for the perfect moment, because they know it will never come. They create their own opportunities and adjust along the way. Now, the only question that matters, will you stay with the 99% or will you shift your mindset and join the 1%? The choice is yours, and it starts now.